Fireflies, and I want to talk to you guys today about bones. First of all, I'm going to add some information. I'm trying to upload my Summer Solstice altar video, but I'm having internet troubles, and I don't know if it's my phone because my phone is broken, or if it's because we're having a thing with our Wi-Fi. I'm not sure, but my video about June, my cat, uploaded, yet my video about my Summer Solstice altar hasn't. And I don't know why it's being weird. So, this is in case if this video uploads before my Summer Solstice altar video. That is why I haven't, uploaded a video about it yet. Because I've made a video, it just won't upload. So, yeah. Okay, so I know there's some debate in the community about whether we should use bones in our practice or not. And honestly, I really think it's a personal choice. I know a lot of witches who like to work with bones and work with dead things and other animal parts, especially because if you work with a dark goddess like I do, or if you do shadow work like I do. So, really, I really love using bones, and since this is the first bone that I ever had, I actually had two of them. Here, I'm going to try to fix my camera. Ugh. Okay. I had two of them. There's this one, and then there's another one that I have that I kind of misplaced for the time being. I don't know what happened to it. It's either out in my shed with the storage of my other stuff, or it's in my mess of my bedroom somewhere. Yeah. But I found them at the same time. I found them side by side at Hogback Ridge, which is where I go to hike and basically do nature stuff when I go out to do nature stuff, like major nature stuff, like hiking and connecting with nature and waterfalls and stuff. Anyways, so yeah, I found them at Hogback Ridge, and I had asked the spirits and everything for bones for a long time. Or not really a long time, for maybe like a week or so before I actually found them. So at that time I wasn't sure if I wanted to work with bones. And then once I got to the point where I realized, yes, I wanted to work with bones, I want to try it, I went to Hogback Ridge and I found them. I found two of them, this one and the other one laying side by side on the mountainside. So, and they were exactly like this. There's no meat on them, there's nothing. They're perfectly clean, perfect the way they are, and I've had it ever since, and I absolutely love it, and this will probably always be my favorite bone. I loved working with it. The goddess has really much enjoyed it. It's always been on her altar since I've had it, and yeah. But since then, I knew that I wanted more bones, and asked the gods again for bones with the Hogback Ridge. I didn't find them, but I feel like that's because I forgot my offering stones, the stuff that I was going to offer in exchange for the bones. I forgot them at home, which is probably why I didn't get the bones that day. But my friend Teddy, ironically, went to Hogback Ridge on the same day as me, but at a different time. I went earlier in the day, and he went later in the day, and we didn't know it until he told me about it. And he's like, yeah, I found a whole deer carcass of just bones. I was just like, Ted, we have to go. I got really excited. It was actually the night that we did our Summer Solstice celebration. He told me about it, and I was so excited for it. I was like, is there a jawbone? I want the jawbone. Is there teeth on it? Is there a skull? And, okay, so we got there, and we all kind of divided the bones amongst ourselves. Okay, so I don't take bones if I don't feel if it's okay. We were there, the energy was fine, it was fine. But if I had felt like something wasn't, if I had felt that it wasn't okay to take the bones, I would have told them, no, this isn't okay. But, so, the bones were already mostly clean, and, okay, yeah, I say mostly clean because they were mostly clean. Some bits still had, a bit of fur attached to it, or a bit of, tendon and meat attached to it, which we really had to do a lot of cleaning, which was really gross, but you know what, it's worth it. So, I actually put my bones outside for the past couple days, so the bugs and animals could just clean them off for me. So they did a wonderful job. Yeah. So I was saying something, and then we divided the bones amongst ourselves, and so Destiny got the skull part, and it wasn't I don't know, it was weird. I think it was the skull part. It looked like the skull part. It had spots where the eye sockets would be. Like, I don't know. I'll have to look up an anatomy of a deer skeleton because I think it was a skull that she took. It looked like a skull, but like the bottom part was missing. It wasn't round. It was kind of like, I don't know how to describe it. If she ever brings it back, I'll take photos and show you guys. I can't describe it, but pretty sure she took the skull. Ted took a leg part and the entire spine, and then I got these ones. So these two are part of the spine as well, but they were already broken off. So Destiny has like a lot of, I don't know what you call it. I don't really know how to describe it. She's brand new to the craft. Didn't know anything about it, really had no idea what to do, just knew that she wanted to do it. And so I've started talking to her about it, and she already had been meditating and stuff before I even, like, talked to her about it. And I'm like, okay, yeah, that's good, that's a great thing. And she's actually is very spiritual, but she has so much magical promise. I don't know if you guys, like, I don't know how to describe it, but her energy is there, and just, she's a lot of potential, is what I'm trying to describe. But I like it, it's great. We did a ritual with her, and at first when, she asked me to teach her witchcraft, I was like, yeah, okay, I'll teach you, but I wasn't sure if she was going to be one of those people that's just like, oh yeah, I do witchcraft for fun, or if she was actually serious about it and respected it. And then once we did our ritual together, I was like, hell yeah, this girl, we need to have her in our coven, like, right now. So, yeah. So she, as soon as I picked these up, she was like, that'd be really great for, like, asymmetry on your altar. And I was thinking the exact same thing. So, yeah. So, like, it's upside down. That's why they look different. I was wondering why it looked weird. Yeah, so that's that. So, like, you can kind of see that there's, like, the bone marrow and stuff in them. So that's that. So these were the two that will be dedicated to Hecate on her altar for asymmetry and things. I was originally going to do these two, and I might still have them on here just for blessing for a while, but one, I was doing my cleansing and blessings for these bones last night, because last night was the dark moon. It was the goddess Diana that was like, no, these are mine, because they're deer bones, and deer is an animal of hers, and so they'll most likely be on the main altar at some point. Then I have 3 of these. And these, I believe, are all parts of the ribs. So, yeah. I'm thinking I'm making a circle with them around this part here, because they're going to be on Hecate's altar. Or if I can find a way to bind them, I might make a bone crown. For Samhain or something. And then these are my favorite. These are like little nugs of bones. And they're so great. I'm going to use them for just about any kind of shadow work, like with the goddess or with the dragons or anything else. But, like, I'm going to show them to you one at a time just because, like, they're so cool. They were attached to these when when the meat and everything was still on them. They were, like, dangling in different segments. So I'm not sure what kind of, like, bones these are called in, like, deer anatomy, but come on, focus. Okay. So, like, I don't know, you can see it's kind of dried up right here, and I'm hoping, I'll be able to, like, get it off eventually, but at least it doesn't smell like rotting death anymore. If you guys don't know what rotting death smells like, it smells like an asshole that hasn't been washed in, like, 3 months. Yeah, it's awful. Like, and it smells like piss. Like, a body that hasn't been washed in months. It smells awful. Is my only way to describe it. Anyways, so yeah, they're really cool. I like them. They're little nugs, and because they're so tiny and, like, in different parts, you can, like, do so much with them, like divination and just, like, having, like, little bits of spell stuff. Like, I think this one's probably my favorite out of all the little nugs, just because it's, like, it's so white and so perfectly clean. So yeah, that's that. They're just, I love them. So, there's 5 of them here, so like, elemental magic is a thing. Yeah. Trying to get my camera focused. Okay, so basically, what I did for the cleansing and blessing was I used my cleansing spray and water and stuff, and I basically lit all the candles, did a whole thing for them. Well, all the candles was obviously for the goddess, and I put them 2 at a time, 2 of the same bones, so like those 2, these 2, those 3, and then all of those, instead of doing them all one at a time, because that would have taken forever. And put them in the cauldron, cleansed them, did a whole blessing kind of thing for them. So, I don't know if these 2 are the same kind of bone as this bone. Like, I'll show you what I mean in a second here. I move some stuff. So, like, this bone, I'm going to put them all side by side. So, you can see this bone and these bones are not the same. Like, I don't know what kind of bone this is. I think it's from a deer, but I've never been sure. Like, when... Sorry. When Teddy showed me his leg bone, I was like, oh yeah, it's a deer bone. And it must be, like, I figured this one must be a deer bone, because this one and the other bone that I found at Hogwarts Ridge, like, the other bone that I found at Hogwarts Ridge looked exactly like the leg bone that Teddy had, and Teddy said that this was a deer skeleton. It was, like, must have been, because it's the only big animal we have at Hogwarts Ridge, so I assume this one's probably part of a deer as well. But then if you look at it, they're not anywhere near the same. Like, this part here, you can tell there's, like, some kind of tendon or something that ran along here, and it's, like, slightly curved, and, like, I don't know, it's different. It's not the same as these ones. And I get that it could be, like, a different part of the deer, but I don't know. I'm not entirely sure anymore. And then these ones have, like, little bits on the end where, like, it's attached to some of the part, but, like, it doesn't have the tendon part like the other bone does. It's just curved, but they're completely straight. Whereas this one's, like, curved and has a thing where a tendon would have been. So, I don't know. If you guys know, please let me know, because I have no idea. I'm just kind of guessing here. So, yeah, that's the bones. And so, basically what I'm going to do with them is that these 2 are pretty much going to be on Hecate's altar as offerings and just as general overall energy work. These ones are probably going to be on the main altar for, again, energy work and offerings to Diana and Cernunnos, and will probably be some kind of, I don't know, involved in some kind of spell work. Probably not mostly, though. These ones are probably going to be more for decoration and just adding energy to the altar. Whereas these ones will definitely be used in spell work, because they're tiny. Like, there's not much that you can do with these. But tiny little bits, you can do a lot with those. And same with these. Like, I don't know exactly what I'm going to do just yet, but I will do something. So, yeah. That's that. Hope you guys enjoyed. Bye, Blessed Be. Like my Facebook page. Comments, questions, concerns below. I'd love to hear from you guys. So, yeah. Blessed Be.